Hi, my name is Tyrus McKnight. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Please download Anchor, the free podcast app, and go to Anchor FM to get started. Greetings, greetings. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Same old. How you making out tonight?
I cannot complain. We just waiting on Lydia to join us,
Yes, yes.
and we'll be able to start.
All right. She's just running a little fashionably late. You know?
She's running fashionably late.
Yeah,
man. We had a good time last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still. We had a good time. Soleil.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yes,
indeed.
What was that Soleil?
Of course, man. Awesome restaurant.
Yeah.
The vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still editing the footage because they still got like some air noise or whatever the case is. So I'm still editing the footage before I go ahead and put out the whole thing. But had a great time last week. I want the artists to know, man. We went out last week and had a great time at this black restaurant in New Orleans by the name of Soleil Cafe. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going Saturday night.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be going Saturday night.
Okay. Is there something particular going on that night or?
Nah. I'm just I'm
okay.
I don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it, man. It's a nice place, well put together. Oh yes, nice vibe, man. I wanted to catch there was like a comedy show I wanted to catch, but I wasn't able to make it out. So.
Oh, they had a comedy show out there.
Yeah. They told me they were having a comedy show. I think it was that Friday.
Yeah.
And I know they do Whiskey and Sticks on Sundays, but I'll check out something. Even if it's just for the music, and things. It's a nice place, man.
Yeah, it is, man. I really like it, man. They've been pushing my documentary hard too. So
cool. Well, listen, man, with all these black businesses and things that we have, that people didn't know about, but now they're getting pushed, through different avenues. I've been seeing a lot of people getting business that you hadn't really heard much about. And that's a real good thing, man. That's big for us.
That's a great thing, man. We need to keep this pushing, though. We got to keep the pressure applied at all times. So
yeah. Most definitely.
That's what we got to do.
Hey, man, I want to go off on a tangent for a second since Nita is not here yet. Did you happen to catch the Farrakhan speech?
I definitely did. I woke up early for that. I worked 12 hours. Went to sleep.
Yeah.
Went to sleep. Got like 3 hours of sleep, and I caught it. I caught all 2 hours of it. 2 hours and 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, man. That was deep. That was deep.
Yeah, shouts out to the minister, man. The minister came with it, boy.
Yeah, he did.
Even at his older age, he still got that. You could still tell he got that fire in him. He still got that.
Oh yeah.
That love for black people, and I love that.
Yeah. And you know what else I found interesting? There was a father that was there, and that's something I had never really seen before. Person, gentleman of his stature from the Nation of Islam, and he actually gave respect to, I guess the guy was like a Catholic. I don't want to say for sure. But he was a priest, basically. I'll say that. So whoever this guy is, Farrakhan has a respect for him. And I think there's also a common misconception too, with religions being different. But Farrakhan mentioned Jesus in his speech, basically that he gave, and it was in different capacity, but it was, I thought it was interesting.
another misconception about people that practice Islam is that we don't believe in Jesus and stuff like that. It's just we don't believe in the same way that Christians do.
Right,
So
right.
that's a big misconception as well.
It is.
Like, and that we don't respect Christianity, but we do.
Right,
We respect all religions and all
right.
people, but you know that's a big misconception. Nydia is on the line.
Whoa,
Hey, y'all.
was good in the
Hey,
building.
we were just speaking about the good time we had last weekend. Demetri wanted to go ahead and rant about something right quick, so
Yeah, right quick. Right
so I
quick.
let the brother vent. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Before we get into what we the main topic, I really want to ask you guys. I want to talk about this as well before we get into it. 50 Cent. He recently made some comments about black women being angry when black men, I guess, once they get their money straight or whatever the case is, and then they start dating exotic, or quote unquote exotic, what he calls exotic women.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
First, I want to ask Nitty about this. How do you feel about that statement that he made?
First of all, I think 50 Cent is just uh, a clueless, ignorant human being. Like, he just, whatever. My lack of respect for him is like little to none because of the comments and how he antagonizes people. So his comment if he feels that way, that's his point of view. I don't feel that way. I mean, you are whoever you're attracted to is just what it is. I don't discriminate, so you like what you like. But I don't really know why he would say that. Like, I heard a snippet of the interview with him, and it's the one with Lil Wayne, right? If I'm not mistaken. So
Correct.
like, yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like, the shade room only did like a certain parts of it about the angry black woman and whatever the case may be. But I was just like, they just too. I don't know. I would just like, seriously, like, oh, okay, I really don't have a comment because I don't really pay them much. I don't pay them any mind. And like I said, you like what you
Okay.
like. I don't think the statement is true. I mean, I'm just like, oh, okay. But Wayne, on the other hand, like, what the reason why I don't, some of the things that he stated and some things that he's been saying for a while about like light skin, long hair, red bone or whatever. Your mom is dark skin. Your ex-wife Toya is brown skin. Your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of your
Mm-hmm.
baby mothers are black women and different shades of black. It's minus one, So for you to sit here and say something like that, I feel like you're talking about your children too. You're talking about your baby mamas and your ex fiancés. Like, I feel like when you put like dark skinned girl or black girl in a statement like that, you're talking about the woman that you came from and your child. And I don't think he realized that. I don't think he understands that when you put a label on us, you put a label on your own people, meaning people, your immediate people, your family. But Lil Wayne, I mean, like, I'm not gonna, sit here and like go back and forth with about conversation with someone who has like 3 dreadlocks and all kind, like, what I'm saying. I feel like it's crazy. Like, he clearly
Ooh.
needs help. Something is wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he lost himself within the last couple of years. Um, he's not the same. His moves are not the same. Like, I feel like he lost touch of who he is. So when he made comments like that, like in a very, like, kind of offended. When he said it again in his music, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. But when he said it again, especially during this time, especially like not too long ago, he was like, oh, I can't say this about white men because a white man saved my life or whatever, like Uncle Bob or something. Okay,
Mm.
congratulations. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm the wrong person to be talking about this with. Because I just feel like, people don't be answering the question. I feel like he was just making statements like, because he won't hear himself talk. That's how I feel.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. All right, speak.
Brother
Yeah.
Demetri, how you feel about it?
Well, I think um I, I guess it's a little difficult for me to speak fully on it because I guess I'm not aware of exactly what it was that he said. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say this: once black men get to a certain status and they start to make a certain type of money,
Mm-hmm.
men have attraction to different types of women. But I think
Mm-hmm.
in their minds, there are certain women that start to make themselves available to them once they do achieve that certain type of status. And I think the women that make themselves available to them, they recognize what their worth is coming into that situation. And I guess, for them, they see that as an opportunity. It's kind of like a status symbol, more so. Now me personally, I don't agree with that. Um, because I didn't come up like that. That's not my viewpoint. To each his own with that. To me, it's a bit superficial. But I figured to each his own. But I gotta hop on Nidia's train with with Wayne. Wayne made the same type of comments. But to me, being a black man, for you to make a comment like that, it's like, damn. So what does that mean about your daughter? What does that mean about your mother? You know? And he made some comments on his the album that he just dropped, I think the funeral or whatnot. And he said something about basically like if his daughter had a problem with a particular man, he would deal with it. But it's like his daughter had a problem, with this rapper that was a lot older than her that she was dealing with. And he was non-existent. So I think a lot of things that these celebrities say, you know, they know that, fans or just people who sit back and watch, from the outside, it's entertainment to them. So anything that they say of a certain, anything that they say is basically going to bring them a certain type of attention, whether it's negative or positive, it's all publicity. And I think they view a lot of things like that. So, for 50, he's going to say what he wants because nobody's taking money out of his pocket. So, it's all entertainment at the end of the day. But, it just comes down to like, what kind of person are you? What are your individual ideals and beliefs? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What about you, man? You got to weigh in on that.
Right.
Well, for me, I do discriminate. I only date black women,
Uh-huh.
and I love black women. And when I heard about it, I was just like, you guys, it's almost like they got like this self-hatred once they reach a certain level. Like they couldn't. It's like they felt like this their whole lives, but when they got to their certain status, that's when they really started to reveal themselves
Right.
and who they truly are. Because the old saying is money doesn't change who you are; it only enhances who you are.
Okay.
So if you was a buck dancing coon before you had money, you're gonna be one when you get it. It's just gonna be
Right.
more elevated.
Right.
So, and I feel like in their cases that's what happens,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately for them, hey, more black women for me. So,
Damn.
and I
All right.
and I
All right.
and I like yeah, and I like black women with the natural hair. I like to go with the natural shit. So, I'm all the way with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, give me all that. Give me the hair wraps. Give me all that.
Right.
So,
All right.
so they
All right.
missing out. Shit. But but okay, so let's get to the meat of our conversation tonight. Abstinence. Do you
Mm.
guys believe in abstinence or abstaining from sex? Dimitri, go
All
first.
right. I'll take that one first. So I think for me as an individual at this stage of my life, I'm gonna say no. Okay. I'm not gonna stamp that with a hell no,
Okay.
but I'll just stamp it with a no. Um,
Okay.
Reason being, people arrive at different stages of their lives, and I feel like depending on what it is that you need as an individual, if that's what you need to, I guess, to put yourself in the proper relationship situation, to put yourself in the proper mind space and just the proper situation to be able to care for somebody or, to approach that relationship with the proper care, I think
Mhm.
that's cool for you to do that. If that's what you need, I would definitely say go ahead and do that. But for me as an individual at this point in life, nah. But also too, and I don't want to say it in a negative fashion because a lot of things that were seen as morally correct years ago are now kind of like it's considered to be lame. So like if a person decided to be abstinent, because they were waiting for a particular type of person, it's considered lame, which I think is kind of foul. Because if you as an individual, if that's what you want to do, and you feel like that's the best direction for you to approach a situation in another person, I would say cool. But you also have to be mindful of you had your individual experiences as a person, and you should bring the experiences that you had yourself to these relationships, because you on one hand may be abstaining for this for this particular person that you're looking for, but then you have some people out here who are poisonous. They don't have the same mind frame as you. They look at the aesthetic. You may be an attractive person to look at. You may have bread, whatever the case is. So people have agendas sometimes, and you may be approaching that situation with the best intention, but you may be dealing with someone who doesn't. And I think it'd be kind of a letdown for you to have gone through this cleansing and, preparing yourself to enter this relationship with the proper mind frame, and with abstinence included. And then you get yourself embarrassed or hurt because this person had a different agenda than what you had, And sometimes it's always not always easy to, to spot right off. So that's my take on it.
Okay. Lydia?
Okay, bring me back to the question again at hand.
The question at hand is, do you believe in abstaining from sex?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I think that you have to make sure, if you do that, you have to be true with yourself. Make sure that's something that you want to do. Because I think a lot of people throw that out like, oh, I'm abstinent, I'm celibate. And then they see a body walking and they're like, oh, yeah, no, I want that. So I think that you have to be mindful of yourself and, the things that you want, like it's a mental thing, it's a spiritual thing. It's not just saying like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be abstinent because I want something. You have to really like make sure that's what you want, So I agree with everything that Demetra stated.
Woo. Okay, so do you believe in soul ties then?
Like, do I believe that people can be equally yoked?
In saying like when you have sex with somebody, like your soul is tied to them.
You want to think about that one, Nidia?
Yeah, I have to think about that.
Yeah.
What about,
I understand completely.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I have to cut off emotions. So, like, I don't know. I had to think about that. I'm sorry.
That's reasonable. You should. Now, listen. I'm gonna jump in on that one right quick because I watched the Sammy interview to kind of get a gauge of what it is that he was saying. I have to say, the young brother kind of he seems like he has he's kind of reached a place that people his age may not reach, and like right when he did, but his perspective was actually pretty fresh, considering what the norm is. So I think like as far as the soul ties are concerned, I do think people have to be careful with that, because one of the things I read is that and this was like on some scientific stuff. I read that when men and women, like they have intercourse, just say unprotected, right? When they have unprotected intercourse, basically it's more than just like maybe like a soul bond or like a physical thing that's going on. There's also some, if I'm using the right terminology, apologize if I'm not, but there's some chemistry that starts to take place there. And a woman actually holds on to DNA from a man that she's been with. If she's had unprotected sex with a guy, she actually holds on to some DNA from that person. So there's actually kind of like an actual scientific link that they start to develop with each other. So I think it goes a little bit deeper than just the soul ties thing. I do think soul ties are a thing. Sometimes it can be a person that you're meant to be in a relationship with, and sometimes it's just like the close like a friend that you have that's like extremely close. Like it could be a, you know, obviously a female, friend of the opposite sex. So like y'all might click on levels, you know, that you can't click with other people on. But as far as your physical chemistry, like there may not be that urge for that physicality to be there. But you and this person, like y'all gonna, you know, y'all have that bond where like y'all will be together for a long time. Like y'all will be like real close friends, but it may not be on another level. So I saw that part of it too, and I think I agree with that part. But I do think soul ties are a thing. I think they are a thing.
Did it?
No, interesting.
Did you come up with something?
No, I'm not. I don't want to come up with anything. I really want to like sit and I don't want to say anything that I really don't know about. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe in chemistry for sure. And like a connection. But as far as like soul ties, I can't speak on that. That's something that you have to come back to me, like next week.
I'm sure Tyrus have a little something on that now. I'm sure he got a little tone he could put on that shit.
Yeah, well, you know, for me, I can't say that I truly believe in soul ties, as in when I have sex with somebody that my soul is tied to them. What I can speak on is having a certain type of connection with that person.
Well, okay, so I think you have to look at what soul ties are, because soul ties aren't just. I kind of went in a couple of different circles with that when I answered, but soul ties are not necessarily when you have, you know, sex with a person and then you connected to that person. That's not really what that is. It's kind of like a person, like meeting that person that you connect with on like on a deep level. It's not just that, because I mean, you just say, for instance, a person can have sex with 20 different people, but there was one person out of that 20 that for whatever reason they kind of keep gravitating toward each other. Like, you know, they kind of wind up running into each other. You know, they might be in a whole nother state, you know, or something at a conference or something. They run into each other again. It's like, bam, it picked up almost just like they left off, or the bond is, you know, whatever it is still there. And it's, you know, that's kind of more what your soul ties are. Soul ties are like that person that you connected with deeply. And for whatever reason, like y'all almost kind of like drawn to each other often. So this is not like just, you know, from the physical sense, but go ahead.
I get what you're saying, but I just think I think that is the physical sense. I think that you got a muscle memory of how good the sex was. Like,
oh man, so you going back to the sex. Now we talking about something different, man. We talking about this person that's like your friend, and you know, like you really connected with this person. We're not talking about like y'all connected, like, you know, like intercourse connected. Like we're talking about like that conversation blew your mind. Like, you know, when you're wrong, this person basically lets you know, like, hey, you know, you were kind of wrong for that. You could have done it like this, and you actually take that criticism from this person because they're making you better. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it's deep. Like soul ties are a deep thing. Like it's not like a surface level. Like, oh, I like you. You know, or you got some good this or some good that. Like you know, it's different. Like that's some deep shit. And some people never experience that. So some people really can't, like, you know, I guess dig into that for real.
Maybe I just never experienced that.
Maybe.
On that type of level, unfortunately. I hope to one day. Okay. So, Demetri, I'm about to go ahead and come back to you, man. In the dating world, you know, me myself, I found that women, they tend to invoke a 90-day rule. For me, unfortunately, it's been, I mean, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but it's just been unsuccessful for them. But should women set boundaries? Should women set boundaries when it comes to sexual access in a relationship? If so, what should these standards be?
Oh yeah, I definitely think they should, man. Because like in this particular day and age, like sex is not viewed like it had been maybe like 50, 60 years ago. And I mean, you know, things change, but I think people conducted themselves differently. Like there was more decorum about how they went about doing things. There's like a real brash, forward, you know, approach that I've seen like lately. And like, you know, and to be honest, like the shit overall is borderline on like disrespectful the way
Mm.
is, you know, a lot of it's approached.
What do you
And
mean when you say
like,
disrespectful?
okay, so like, for instance, like, okay, if you look at the interactions between people that are out in a public place, if a guy is interested in the woman, like he doesn't come to her like with that, you know, like the quiet conversation or start a conversation, you know, walking up to the woman, you know, maybe complimenting her on something or hey, how you doing? You know, I just wanted to, whatever. You know, it's different. Like a guy be with a whole bunch of his partners or whatever, and he got to stop and make everybody know that his attention is on this woman on one particular part of her, or whatever, whatever it is, if it's the whole package, he got to stop and let everybody know like this the one that he wants. And he got to say some slick shit, this is New Orleans. Do say some out of line stuff to you, and not to you, but to a woman. And it's that's kind of how it is down here. It's not like there's not much of a smooth approach to it anymore. And I'm not saying it's like that in all cases, but sometimes it could get like borderline disrespectful because it's like in some approaches, they expect a woman to actually respond to them the way that they want to. But it's like, are you serious? Like, you didn't really think you was going to get it, like coming at me like that. Like, think of how many times you've seen a guy shoot his shot and get shut down because he came all the way wrong. So that's kind of, I don't know, that's where I'm at. But I do think, back to your original question, I think women should set boundaries, but I think the boundaries should be set, obviously based on how, what it is she's looking for, how she feels about the situation, and also it should help her to gauge like what kind of person she's dealing with. And that's up to each individual person, like what kind of time frame you want to put on it or whatever, or maybe you're looking to see something specific before you do that. But I think it's up to the individual person. But I just think that the direction that courtship and maybe like expressing the interest is taken, it's not really on necessarily like acceptable boundaries. Like boundaries get crossed on a regular. Like a dude might kind of pull on you on the bottom of your jeans, like right under your butt or something, to kind of get your attention because he got a little liquor in his system. You know what I'm saying? Or touch you on the thigh or something like that. Now, if you're a woman who's aggressive by nature and you're not feeling that and you're getting this shit, then you're going to feel some kind of way. Now you got a big exchange. But if you'd have posted right from jump, you wouldn't have to worry about all of that. So, that's one perspective.
All right. Lily?
You know
How do you
how
feel?
when Demetria was talking about like, a guy may like grab you on the butt or the kiss me, you know how when you in the club or you out and about and a guy grab your elbow? I hate that.
Okay.
I hate that. Like, don't touch me. Like, I'm so serious. If you want to talk to me, you want to come up to me, you want to say, hey, how you doing? Like, have a conversation. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to, like elbow me, touch my thigh. You're definitely not touching my behind because I have a very bad reflex. And so, yeah, don't touch me. You want to talk to me, you come at me like how you supposed to. Don't touch
me. Say y'all better social distance.
Right.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't like that. Don't touch my elbow.
So how is the guy supposed to get your attention if he let's just say he's walking behind you in a music loud and you're not really hearing him? How does he get your attention then?
Good question. I mean, I guess he could. I don't know. Tap me on the shoulder.
I think a light touch might.
It's
on the
a
shoulder.
certain kind of. See, that's the thing. It's not like my experience being in the club, being out. It's more like a grab the elbow. It's not like a touch. Like, hey, it's more like a grab. Like you're grabbing me. I've been grabbed plenty of times in my life, and I don't like that. Maybe like a little touch or like a tap or excuse me or whatever. But most of the time, they're grabbing you. If it's not your elbow, it's I remember I got pulled by the loop in my jeans before. Little stuff like that. Or like put their hands like in my skirt, or the strap of my dress or whatever, like dumb shit like that. Like I don't like that. That bothers me. It may work for some girls, but it doesn't work for me though. So and as far as boundaries, what you say?
No, so that's what I was talking about. Perfect example.
Yeah. But
as
far as boundaries, like, I believe that women and men, but let's talk about the women, should have boundaries. I think it's okay if they do. And if they don't, that's their own prerogative, whereas a 10 10-day rule, 30, 90, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, because when you set boundaries, you let the person know what it is that you set for yourself and what it is that you want, and then whether that person is going to respect it or not. You know, if I have a 30-day window and I'm letting you know ahead of time, you're going to respect it or you're not going to respect it. And that is what it is. You know, it lets me know how much you like your interest in me. So yeah, but I mean, I don't think nothing's wrong with that at all.
So Nydia,
Yes.
me and Demetra, we on the outside looking in on this. Now, why do women have these 90 days and 30-day rules and stuff like that? Because if you're announcing that off the top, what are your intentions? What are you intending to see, really?
Well, it could be anything. It could be a spiritual bond. It could be just, you know, because you may have came out of a relationship or a situationship or whatever the case may be. Because we do have situationships. A lot of us don't be having relationships. And so, like, you know, you want to start over. You want to cleanse yourself. You want to, you know, just take things a little bit slower with the see. Because there probably were some mistakes you made in your last situation that you don't want to make in this situation. So you're doing things a little bit differently, you know? Sometimes it's not just a sexual thing. It could lead to that, but I know from my experience, it was more so a mental thing. It was like mental cleansing, spiritual cleansing, you know? And sometimes that leads to me, you know, being, you know, abstinence for a while. So that's just what it is. So it could be a multitude of different things. I think that, like I said before, a lot of it has to do with what we have experienced in the past and what we don't want to make those mistakes in something new. So we put boundaries and rules on ourselves, and also to hold ourselves accountable. You know, you know, we're human. We mess up. You know, we may go ahead and say, okay, 30 days, I'm not going to do this, and on the 10th day, you know, you know, something may happen. You know, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna continue to do that. Some people do. You can always start over, and that's okay. So that's my take on it.
Hold on, let me interject for a second. Was somebody slapping their hands when they were talking just now?
That was me.
Yeah, you were real. Yeah, she was all the way into that one.
Yeah, I'm
she was
talking
feeling that.
That's why. Like,
I already know. I could tell from the tone and man, look.
Yes.
Speak on it, huh?
Yes.
Speak on it.
Trust me. Yeah.
So Tyrus.
Yes, sir.
Tyrus, come on with it, man. What's your take, man?
Okay, so like with my experiences, I've had women try to play little games like that. And I'm not saying like it's like a game or anything like that, because I really don't know what be going on. All I'm saying is this: if you're coming to my place and I'm coming to your place and we start to get into it and, you know, physical interaction, you touching on me, I'm touching on you, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, no, stop. You know, I don't think this is right. Then I got to think mentally, what are you trying to achieve mentally?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get kind of confused when it happens.
Yeah, but if that happens, technically, it's really not your fault. And I'm saying it because it's hers, because if she knows that she's trying to, you know, have this boundary and she's coming into your space and you touch her and she's liking the touch and she's telling you to stop with things, you know, you want to go further, that's her fault. Because first of all, the first touch, you should be like, no, like, you know, but then again, you know, my boundaries is like, I'm not coming to you. We're going to be in a public place, and that's how it should be. That's how it is on my end. If I'm at a point where I am like I'm not gonna say holding back, but I'm trying to practice abstinence or celibacy or whatever the case may be, and you have an interest in me and you want to like go out and stuff like that, it's gonna be publicly. You're not coming over here by me, and I'm not going by you, and that's just what it is. You not touching me inappropriate, like you, like we not, no, like no. When I'm telling you, I'm trying to like not do X, Y, and Z. I'm not doing it, you know. But she could have done that because she probably wanted to see something, you know.
But you know,
women want to see stuff too now.
First off, you wild. Hey, but you know the thing. Let me be clear though. She was touching on. She initiated the touch though. So I'm up there like, oh, so you know.
Yeah, she did that because she probably wanted to see something. And she probably was either that or, sometimes, whatever day, the number of days she was doing what she was doing, she probably was kind of like, she wanted to feel good. Like, like such, she wanted to feel secure or loved or whatever, sometimes women, we be, we change, we something, so like, I'm just being honest.
Nice way to put it.
But I mean, she could have found pleasure other ways. I'm just saying, but like, I don't. But I don't know. Every woman is different, ladies. I'm not saying that you're wrong if you have done that. But what I could say is, if you know that you want to practice abstinence and you want to wait for the right one or whatever you want to wait for, whatever your journey is, do not put yourself in a situation where you may break that, where you may, fall into a trap where you may be conflicted, just don't do it, because the flesh is a terrible thing.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, the flesh is, one
flesh
touch, and especially
I had
the
to disagree.
right touch.
I had to disagree with you. The flesh is a great thing. I'm trying to tell you.
It is. If when male or female, men go through it too. When you have the right one to come and touch you the right way, it's over with.
Right.
It's
over. Right.
And
That's
vice
true.
versa.
I agree.
One time I had to shake back. I almost started simping for a minute.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
It's like that. It's like that. I think. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
Oh no, I'm done. I was just, amen and ad-libbing over here.
I got you. Well, I was just about to say, sometimes too you have people of like that on different wavelengths with that. Like one person may be like more aggressive, just by nature, and the other person like they have more control over like what direction they want to go in with it. And that's kind of where y'all butt heads, because on one hand it seems like you're sending mixed signals, but it's really just it's really just a good vibe getting passed. You know what I'm saying? But the other person has kind of their agenda in their mind. It's like what direction they want to go with it, and they kind of start to move in that direction, but it's like, whoa, that's not the direction it was going in. And I think that's when you kind of have those oopses. Because I'm not gonna put none of my people out there, but one of my boys, he's kind of on that level. A woman will let him know kind of like what it is, and in his mind, he knows who he is. So it's like, well, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and push the issue anyway. I'm gonna see how it, how it's gonna go. So I think that just go back to people having their agendas or whatnot.
Okay.
It's just people. It's just it's interactions. It started happening before we got here, and it'll happen after we leave. So.
So okay. So Nydia, since women invoke like physical standards as far as like sexual access and stuff like that, that's cool. Now this has long been debated on social media. Then should men invoke a financial standard, as in not paying for dates until they're really sure that you're that woman, or what?
Wait, repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this has long been debated on social media platforms. So since women like invoke like physical standards as far as like sex and stuff like that, sexual access and stuff like that, then should men invoke a financial standard? Like, I'm not spending money on you until I'm very sure that I like you or that you're my woman.
People really having debates over that?
Yeah.
You see my face for it. I wish it was like FaceTiming, because I think that's like, so okay. I want to watch my choice of words, but I feel like that's super.
We're on the explicit show. You could go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, I think that's like whack as hell, because I'm not spending my money on you until I find out. Like, I see this whole dating thing, like this whole millennium X generation X type dating thing. It bothers me. No, for real, because I feel like, dating should be reciprocated. Like, where this, like, I know that initially, like, people think, oh, the man should pay for everything. But I mean, like, you know, I don't mind. I don't mind, like, doing 50-50 or paying for whatever. Because I had paid for dates before, too. Like, you know, but I don't know. I just feel like it's just so much new shit that it pisses. I'm just like, I'm just so old school that I don't see that anymore. And I'm just, I feel like that's whack. Like, if I have an interest in you, you want to go out or something like that, you want to get to know somebody, you know, there's only so much you can do over the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like one of my girlfriends, like, just yesterday and today we was talking, she was like, she met this guy or whatever, they've been hanging out, but, you know, he texts her all the time. And I'm like, dude, you cannot build a relationship through text message. You know, like, if you're trying to get to know me, call me. You know, like, we could go, I know it's COVID, but we could meet at the park in 6 feet, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. I have conversations, FaceTime, like, all kind of stuff. Like, you know, I don't know what's wrong with people. That's why I feel like I should have been born, like, years, like, in the early 80s or something. I don't know, because this generation, well, my people, well, a lot of people are married or whatever, something. They got something going on, but I don't know, like, that's stupid to me. Like, what's the hold about going out for a drink or just having conversation? You know what I'm saying? Like, out and about. Like, you don't have to go out on a date. You don't have to, like, spend money. Like, I like nap dates. You come over here and I take a nap. Like, I have done that.
Nap date? A nap date?
Yes, I have been. Yes.
Lydia just changed the game, everybody.
Yes. Because you still spend time
Lydia
with that
just
person.
changed the game. Oh my goodness.
I know it sounds crazy, but I have done it plenty of times. Like,
oh my god, I'm gonna try that shit and see if it works one day. Let's
we're
go have a nap date.
I mean, you know.
Explain what happens on a nap date. I'm curious now. What happens on a nap date?
You just, like, go by the person, y'all, like, talking stuff, and then, like, you watch a movie, or I don't know, I don't know. For me, I go to sleep. Like, it don't take me nothing to take a nap, you know, but, or just, like, talking in the car. Like, I feel like dating doesn't have to be, a lot of people put money on dating or going on a date. It could be just anything, you know? Like, let's get a snowball and, like, just walk or something. You know, like, it could be a date. Like, I feel like money should not be an issue when it comes to dating. Like, oh, what you got at your house? Oh, I got, you know, some chips and salsa. Oh, Burnett by which one? Like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm just so simple that nothing really bothers me. But then a situation like that we talking about right now, that bothers me. And it's like, oh, I gotta wait to see if you were spending money on. First, let me tell you something. You trying to come at me, you gonna spend money. Because number one, I like to eat. And number two, I ain't cheap. So that is what it is. So you can't talk to me if you ain't trying to spend nothing.
There's a big difference between Chili's and Fleming's, though. You know.
Yeah, there is.
You know, it is a bit, but that's the thing, though. I'm not. First of all, I never been to Fleming's, and I'm a pescatarian, and they have crab cakes on the menu. That's the only thing I could probably eat. So I'm not gonna have you go somewhere where I know I can enjoy a good meal. That's just me, though. You know, and Fleming's to me is just like real Chris. It's just a name difference. Like, you know, I'm not about to be like, oh yeah, go ahead and take me here. And no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You know, like, I'm not, and I'm even the type of person to go out and to get a free meal. If I don't want to fool with you, I'm not going to fool with you. I'm not going to fool with you to be like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and get something to eat. No, I ain't that hungry. I'm cooking my own food.
Damn. Point blank. Period.
And that is what it is. I have girlfriends like, girl, you go out with him, girl. Go ahead and get that free meal. No, because that's wasting my time. And that's time I can't get back.
Free meal. We need to come back to that. Demetri, what you got? We're gonna come back to that free meal. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah.
So I guess for me,
Hello?
Yeah. Demetri?
Yeah, he cut off.
I don't hear him. Yeah, he cut off for some reason. But, so y'all going out with dudes for free meals? Nydia? Still there?
If I don't have an interest in you, I'm not gonna go out with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Cause I'm not interested. Like, that's just simple. I'm not, like, I'd be hungry, but I ain't that hungry. Because I'm wasting your time. And I don't want to lead you on thinking that something could possibly be, and it's not going to be anything.
Man.
That's just what it is.
But you have friends that have done that though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you. And I have done
Hmm.
it. If this was like undergrad, I done did everything. Like,
Uh-oh.
I done did breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in one day with different dudes. I'm so serious. Or two
What?
dinners. Like, in undergrad,
Straight
like,
soldier.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about back in 2007, like, especially 2008, 2009. Oh, yeah, like,
You was a savage back then?
nothing. Huh?
Ooh,
You was
straight soldier.
back then?
Shit.
I would have never thought. Ain't that some shit? I
Yeah.
would have never thought it.
See, man,
Boy,
Look at
boy,
my
you got
meals.
that's why this podcast is called The Truth.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? God damn, man. Okay.
Yeah. I used to
The,
leave my house like I can have an 8 o'clock class by 10. Do what I have to do. Go back on campus. Everybody at that time, especially on a Wednesday, had 11:50 open. So that's to me,
oh
that's
yeah.
lunch. I'm hungry. So if I didn't have breakfast, I had some type of brunch by 3 o'clock. Another snack or something. You know what I'm saying? By 6:30, we'll be eating that because I'm hungry. Like. I'm just saying, like, it sounds bad now, but back then I was just like,
Uh-huh.
for me, my blue Xterra, I used to be rolling, baby. You couldn't tell me nothing, okay?
Ooh.
Like, I got cross, I had the crown on my head too. Like, I was, like, that sounds
But
Oh
you
so,
know
yeah.
what? It happens. That
that
happens.
sounds so bad now, but back then I didn't think
Yeah.
about it.
Them
Yeah.
dudes knew. I don't care what nobody said. They knew. Them dudes know.
See,
Especially when
I
they been and brought the snack, and then all of a sudden, like you don't be to answer the phone for a while. Any man that said that haven't happened to him, they're a damn lie.
Right.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah, they
it's
um
knew.
it's a
Because,
part of the hustle.
my
It's a part of the hustle.
personality,
um
yeah, they knew because the way my
So
personality works.
I'm guessing you beg to differ.
yeah.
So I'm assuming you've never like a woman never hit you up like just in conversation and you wind up bringing her lunch or whatever it is and you went on about your way afterwards. That never happened.
Nah.
Oh well, you're a different individual, bro. I played a
Uh,
different game. You know what I'm saying? Way back.
oh
That was I can't
yeah.
tell you that wasn't me. I'd be a liar, straight liar.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
was out
I
here,
mean,
yeah.
I was out there, and that ain't happened. That ain't happened to me. I got invited over to the place, and I stayed the night.
I mean,
Um,
every situation, man. Like I mean,
yeah,
there's got to be somebody like that you was kind of like shooting at and it didn't go the direction you thought it was gonna go in, so you backed away from it. You probably don't even remember this person's name by now. That's a part of the game, man. Now maybe it didn't happen with you,
uh,
'cause I mean everybody's different, but if you played the game, man, you get caught up in it every now and then. It
yeah,
happens.
man, I was in the game. I can't recollect at this moment,
Hmm.
but
It's
for
either
the
here
most
or
part,
there.
no.
He was only 32. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying though, I can't recall any time where a woman just was like, I'm just gonna take him for this meal and that's it.
What?
I was,
Okay. Now we're
and I
not
was out
talking.
here,
Now we're not
and I
talking
was
about
really out
like
there.
really like going. I don't know, but to be honest, like you'll never really know because women are on a different wavelength. Well, if you want to look at when we were, well, I'm a little older, but if you look at, if I look at when I was younger, just say like college days, there were women like, okay, let me go here for a second.
Yeah.
What I've recognized ever since high school, women have always preferred guys that were older, right? And the reason why that
Mhm.
happened is because these guys either had cars or their people had a little money or whatever. So they
Mhm.
kind of went for the guys that were a little older, and that's always been like that. So consequently, they were used to dealing with people with a different level of game. So when they wind up
Mhm.
dealing with you, you don't know what these guys have, what these guys know because they had cars and they had a little bread, so they were moving a little different. So
Right.
it was easier for us to get caught up in the game, you know, and not know.
Yeah, but
You
you know
know,
the thing was though, like I had uncles and my brothers. They gave me kind of like examples on what to do and what not to do.
right?
And I was way like when I was younger, I was way colder than I am now.
Okay,
What
okay.
I talk about, I'm talking about like cold with it, like cold
I
with
got
it. Like,
you. I got you.
but you know, like you said, to each his own though.
True.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
well, look,
I had a good template. That's all I'm saying. I had a good template on what to do and what not to do.
I'm as did I. As did
Yeah,
I. I got a lot of game from OGs, but that don't make you exempt from it. They can't teach you everything. Some shit you got to go out there and find out on your own. You
no
know, or
doubt.
some stuff you don't find out. But
Yeah.
anyway, man, look, we we getting deep into this game. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, so Nydia, do women get used?
Hold on one second. You said what?
Okay.
All right. The women get used.
You say if do
Yeah.
women get used?
Yeah, in the same manner or that men get used.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, women
Mm,
get used. Yeah, yeah, women
okay.
get used. For sure. Especially if some sometimes women at no age we can be naive or not knowing, thinking that someone really have an interest in us and they really not. They just trying to get a free meal too. Because you have some men out here who be
Oh
who
shit.
need to eat and they ain't coming with much of nothing. So and that's just what it is. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh wow. Hmm. No, I ain't gonna do that. I can't. I I I, I kind of want to try that. I kind of want to try to see if a woman will take me out on a date. I kind of want to see if that'll happen nowadays.
Mm.
Post it.
But
Post
huh?
post it. I would post like, you
Oh,
just I didn't sometimes like when you meet someone, you're doing an interview, you kind of like self promote yourself to like let the person know that this is who you are, X, Y, and Z. So how about
mhm.
you promote yourself that you're a single black male and that you want to know if someone is willing to take you out on a date.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of do, but I don't know if my pride will allow me to do that.
Whether you would never know.
Mm,
You would know if you tried.
mm, mm.
Uh, You'll start playing these games at this stage in life, huh?
Huh? Oh, nah,
About to
nah.
say, yeah.
Uh-uh.
I mean,
Nah.
you only
Um,
doing it just to, to see something. We all, I mean, at the end of the day, we all trying to see something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
hmm. hmm. I'm about to go ahead and write that quote down for a moment. Hold on. Give me a second. I like that quote.
Well, we all trying to see something.
Yeah.
Or we
At
all
the end.
know.
Curiosity killed the cat.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, brother.
Oh man, sorry about that.
Trying to see something. Okay. So, all right. So that'll conclude tonight's episode. I want to thank you guys for coming last week. Last week, I think we had a ball at the
Yes.
restaurant.
Yeah, we did.
Um, what I want to do is like almost like every month, go up and go to different black owned restaurants, different black owned spots, and kind of
Hmm.
like just sit there and like do the podcast and like chill, eat, um, just talk amongst each other. I kind of want to do that. I think that'd be great. What do you guys think about that?
I think
Yeah,
that's
that would
cool.
be awesome.
I think that's
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, check that
Yeah,
menu
this,
out previously, but I think we'd be good with that. That's a
yeah,
nice little.
you didn't like the menu?
No, yeah, I did. I did. I was
Yeah,
all in. I just know, we have different eating habits.
yeah,
You know. Me, I'm
yeah,
a.
no doubt.
Uh,
Yeah, this time I bring different microphones and stuff like that. I kind of
okay.
wasn't prepared last time.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
Nydia, positive word before we get out of here. First, I'll tell people what you got going on, what's going on with you, anything you want to promote.
So your girl is a health and wellness life coach. So I'm doing that. You can follow my Instagram page, Network with Me. I do have a few things that I'm working on. That sooner or later is going to be coming to fruition. I'm manifesting all of my dreams, and things are happening. So I'm very grateful for that. Also, for my ladies or my men, I've been doing closet organizations for a while now, and so now I think I'm ready to turn my passion into a business. So I do closet organization.
Explain that. What's that?
So basically, I will revamp your closet. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really good at organizing.
Okay.
So it started out with just like close family and friends, and now I'm getting like clients. So I'm like, oh my God, like people are referring me to do it. They want to pay me, but I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm working on that and working, creating into a business and some other things as well. Yeah.
Did
So
you
that's really
LLC
it.
it?
Huh?
Did you LLC it?
Do I have a fee?
No.
LLC.
I'm working on that right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
basically, whenever you get ready to do that, just basically all you gotta do is go to LouisianaStateGov.net and set it up. And I think it's like $200 or $100, whatever the case is. Go ahead and pay that, then you got your business license. And LLC is very important. I want you to get that because during this pandemic, they gave out money to like small business organizations. So I really want you to do that and take advantage of that.
I
If we
will.
ever get hit, if we get hit with a pandemic again, I just want to point that out there. But go ahead, finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Yes. No. Thank you. Thank you. And we can talk about that too, you and I, because I'm working up. We can talk about that. So
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the only positive word that I have is just to just to listen. And what I mean by listening, I want my people to listen to their bodies, listen to things that they are experiencing that they have never experienced before. And it's like health wise, because I am a self-care advocate. Our numbers are rising because of COVID. And so just be careful when you're around, people, even family and friends, people you haven't been around a long time. When you're out in public, cover yourselves, wear your mask and everything. Also listen to your heart. Listen to your mind. Do meditation. A lot of us who feel like we have never experienced anxiety is now experiencing anxiety, and we do not know what to do or how to cope with it. And it's okay if you need someone to talk to, or talk to someone, whoever you trust, if it's not a therapist or whatever the case may be. But I do want to tell my Black and brown people that it is okay to talk to a therapist. Therapy is okay.
It's wonderful.
You don't have to hold it in. You can talk to someone. And yeah, so my whole thing is listen, whether it's to your body and your heart, your mind. And yeah, that's really all I have to say.
Okay. Dimitri?
At this present time, I don't have too much. The only positive word I do have is real blunt. Parents, keep the children out of your business, please. Because I'm an educator, and a lot of the things that kids deal with, they bring it to school with them. So I think children shouldn't be privy to adult situations, adult business, and just be real with your kids. Be honest with them, because if you don't, the law will. It's a lot of crime and things like that going on out here, and a lot of parents they have their own behavior systems at home, and maybe certain things they really don't address because it's their child. But you should be real with your child, be honest with them, and let them know, when if there's something that they do and it wasn't done in the correct fashion, stop them right there and correct them. Because if you don't correct them, the people that the police will. The police will. So be real with your kids, spend time with them, get to know your kids. Keep them out of your personal business. That's all I got.
All right. So mine would be first, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor
Straight up.
Mhm.
because for some reason they dragging their feet with that. I know why, but they dragging their feet with that. And also, man, I've seen a couple of videos throughout on Twitter and stuff like that, and I'm loving what I'm seeing with the black businesses and everything like that. I'm just loving that people supporting black business. Continue to keep that energy up, and also continue to protect your black women. If you're a black man, continue to protect your black women, protect your families, and provide for your families and things of that nature. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing.
All right.
And we just gave y'all the game. I want y'all to have a good night.
Good night.
Deuce.